So tell me about the app. It's giving us an alternative to having to go and sit down for however long to have an appointment at the doctor, right?
Absolutely.
How does it work?
So basically, like you said, you either go through normal channel, you sit on the hospital for hours. But what we are doing is that we connect you with a doctor directly. So instead of you lining up with the hospital, we send your doctor to your place. He takes care of you from your place of convenience. So you don't have to move from your place to go to sit in a hospital for hours. So we have a pool of doctors that attend patients on their request. So as soon as you request, connect you with a doctor and then treat you from home.
So it's essentially an app that facilitates house calls for doctors.
Absolutely.
So does it have to be like an emergency, or what exactly is the
So we have
the way
two
it works?
aspects of patients. We have one who really needs a doctor, because
Right.
that's why the whole reason he comes from home and goes to the hospital.
Like an ambulance?
Yes. So that one is attended. He calls us directly, and then we send a doctor to him or her. There's another person who doesn't really, you feel ill, but you don't want to see a doctor today. You can see a doctor at some point. So you make an appointment. So we say, so-and-so is going to see a doctor on Thursday at this time of the day or night, and then you arrange an appointment with us or with the doctors. We sign your doctor, and then it takes care of you from your location as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So how long has the app been operating, and how many doctors do you have in your catalog?
So frankly, we haven't really much operated. We finished our piloting. And I think the delay was pretty much about the operating license. But so far we have 6 doctors and 3 nurses. Okay. So we've already done piloting with around 300 people, which we were just testing how our system works, and people love it. So basically what we've been waiting for is to just get a license, test our product on the market and see how it goes.
Right. So are you working with the government, or do you have plans to maybe work with the government?
Yeah, I think we have 2 aspects. We are looking at these people who have a private insurance, for instance. You have an insurance that already caters for your services that you already get from the insurance. So we're looking at that. There are also these ordinary people who use mutuelle de santé, who needs care. So we're looking to work with those as well. But so far we haven't. The only thing we have managed to do is to negotiate with insurance companies, which are obviously on the board. The only people who have not come on board, I can say, it's from the ministry, who have, pretty much takes some time to maybe to see what they can go through, regulations and stuff like that.
So tell me a few details about it. How exactly does the app plan to make money? And also, does the app take care of the entire transaction? So for instance, are you providing transportation for the doctor to get to the houses, or are you involved in the entire thing from start to finish? How does it work?
So basically how it works, we have your patient, we have a doctor, we have ours as a system. So you send us a request or a call, then we have a doctor on standby. So when we send a request, then this doctor on standby comes to you. We have a medical van that will be taking
owned by the app.
Yes,
okay.
Ours. Okay. And this, it's an ordinary car. It's just means of transport. The doctor also has what we call a medical kit, because he can exercise a few tests, especially on minor cases. And then he comes to your door and does the basic tests, and then he gives you a prescription, and then you leave your house, going for a pharmacy, get a medication, and that's it.
Right.
Pretty much it works in that aspect. So we are catering also, we have to make this clear, we're not doing examinations, we're not doing scanning of any kind. We're dealing with these basic illnesses, like you have cough, you have flu, you have these things that doesn't really need hospital facility for you to get the treatment. So these are the kind of thing. We're also dealing with medicine supply, especially focusing largely on chronic illness. So what we found out, patients with chronic illness, there's a stigma attached to chronic illnesses, especially, let's say, HIV and AIDS. Sure. And you realize, according to Rwanda Biomedical Center, we get 10,000 HIV infections every year. The same statistics indicate that anyone with HIV positive from the year of 16 to 49 is covered for ARVs, free ARVs. Okay. But then of the 10,000, 50 of them die. So there's a mismatch. There's people do not take the medication,
right.
or those who take them poorly. Right. So what we are doing, we are doing, because the stigma doesn't allow someone to line up on hospital getting ARVs. You'd rather not.
You're providing privacy for
yes.
For them.
So what we are doing that exactly. We kind of reduce that stigma that comes with
sure.
most chronic illnesses. So
sure.
we supply you a medication from home. Our doctors also follow on how you're taking the medication, because those who take them also find the situation when they have a side effect, they would rather drop the medication. But
sure.
with our doctors, they follow you. They know how
right.
you take the medication, what you expect if you take this medication. Stuff like that.
So there are a couple of other apps that we've seen out here, mobile apps yes. and online services like Babil and sure. like Kasha, who yes. also gives medicine. Are those some competition for you?
Yeah,
or?
Some of those are competition, but like I said, the difference for us, like when you look at Babil does telemedicine. You just talk to your doctor on a phone.
Right.
So for us, we believe that as much as we're in the era of technology where people have to use those tools, but doctor-patient relationship has to be there.
Right.
You feel at ease when a doctor touches you, face-to-face conversation, trust. You build that relationship. At some point, brings part of healing for us. That's why our difference with Babil and
right. And do you
problem.
take a commission from when there's an appointment or when a medicine is
So what
prescribed?
we do is we have two elements of charging. So we charge what you call service fee or delivery fee. So when you call us to your place, we charge you, within Kigali and the surroundings, we charge you $3, which is 3,000 Rwandan francs.
Okay.
And then when you need, when you get to your house and do a consultation, then we can charge a consultation fee. But this consultation fee can be either paid by your insurance, or if you don't have an insurance, you can pay it your own. After all, you pay it anyway when you go to the hospital.
Right. Yeah. So we look forward to seeing how this app works out. It is quite exciting. I haven't heard any other app like this. I'm not sure if that concept is out there, but I think it's definitely the first time to come to Rwanda.
I think the concept is new to Rwanda, and I think that's why we are actually having, I think maybe issues getting an operating license.
Right.
Like I just got a letter from the ministry saying, it doesn't, like this kind of medicine has no regulatory structure in Rwanda.
Right.
But I think that's why the element of innovation. You can't wait for regulations.
Sure.
We just put up there market product on the market, and then
see how it goes and see how it grows. So well, we're looking forward to the growth of it and seeing how you're going to change the whole game with this new app. Thank you so much.